any young folks, I'd sure like for you to come up front and sit with me. You got them up here. And how about them little tuckas there? You can come up here with me. Step right up here. Yeah, me and Mormore, home from City. And when I was little, living out on Lichtenstein's Gord, the little Swedish farm, she taught me some Swedish words. This is how she did it. You want to eat? Say it in Swedish. I learned real well. So we learned Swedish on the farm and some of the history and traditions that we had out there on the cold Kansas prairies. And one day, Min Mormore, Mother's mother, commenced to tell me a story. And I call this story, young'uns, Min Mormore, Santa Lucia, and the Tomten. Yep. Grandma says the first time she was to be the Santa Lucia, to be the oldest daughter, wearing the white dress with the big red bow around back. Sometimes they might even have an apron on there. They'd carry with them a bunch of goodies. Conquer and other good cookies. Woo-hoo-hoo, that's good stuff. Good eating. Yes, they are. And you got to learn to carry candles up on top of your head. And so this is the story Grandma told me about her first Santa Lucia. Here's what happened. She had been baking all day, making those good smells. Oh, you know what it smells like there in the kitchen? That's what it was in this old farmhouse. Smelling good. She had been working. And then little brother Jean comes running through, pulls her little pigtail in the back. She's slapping at him and running around. Leave me alone. I've got to get ready for Santa Lucia. She worked so hard. Now that night, she had to go do her chores out in the barn because the animals got to be fed. So they went out there, and it was a cold Kansas night. And little brother Gene was over there milking the cows, and he was milking away. And pretty soon he left to go get something. And Grandma and Mormore was over here, and all of a sudden, clunk. She heard a clunk. Yes, she did. And she looked over, and the milk had all spilled over. Gene, what did you do? What did you do? I didn't do it. Who did that? I don't know. So, Gene grabbed another pail. He ran back over to the cow and commenced to milking, trying to get enough milk for the next day for the Santa Lucia. Yes, he did. And so, all of a sudden, the door of the barn just whooped open. When that cold wind comes in and some ice comes blowing across there. Oh my goodness, it was cold. Grandma ran over there and closed that barn door. And as she looked, she saw a little flash of red go across over by the hay, run up into the lot. Was it a tomta? She goes running into Far Olaf Anderson, her papa. Papa, I think it's all a tomta. Now, we're in Kansas here. We don't have tomtas in Kansas. But I know what I saw, Papa. No. So Grandma walked back into the house. She walked into the kitchen where all of her goods, all of those cookies and the breads and the rye bread was gone. Gone! Not a bit. Well, there was one little crumb there. She was mad. She just knew it was her brother. She goes yelling and looking for him, and Papa says, no, he's with me. All of her food was gone. What's she going to do for Santa Lucia? She thought about it for a moment. And just like she thought about that there tomta, who looks like that with that red hat, she remembered the porridge. The julegröt porridge. That's kind of a soup and a big dollop of smør butter right in the middle of that. So she fixed up some porridge. She put it out on the porch and left it and went to bed kind of sad, knowing she didn't have nothing. The next morning, she got up before anything to try to get ready for the Santa Lucia. She walked in the kitchen. There were plates full of cookies, and the coffee was already hot, and the smells were wonderful, and her clothes were laid out on the table, ready for her to be Santa Lucia. Oh, my goodness, she ran to the front porch, opened the door. The porridge was gone, all gone. And then she looked over, and hanging from a tree was this little red hat. It was stuck on the branches right there. Yule Tomta had come to her rescue and brought her the food. So that fine day, in Moormore, Maud Irene Elizabeth Anderson carried on that wonderful Swedish tradition that was so important to our family. She walked through the halls with the candles lit, the cookies and the goodies and the coffee so hot, so hot. She was sent to Lucia. Today, almost 100 years ago, or later, great-great-great-granddaughter Alyssa Nicole Chavez will walk down with that wonderful same tradition as her great-great-great-grandmother, Santa Lucia, the bringer of light and of goodness. Good jul och gott nytt år. And that's all I got to say about that, youngins. Let's go sit down.